from today onwards that every Saturday at 10 a.m. during the semester, you can be rest assured there is some interesting discussion happening at NMIMS. That is something you can count on. If you are a student of NMIMS Shirpur or even in the outside world, some interesting guests are there on campus. I would love for these to be student-led activities. I would love it if you guys choose the topics that you want to discuss. You invite the guests. You ask the questions. Because basically it's for you guys out there. So if you want to lead this initiative, please reach out to us.
I am very sure that after listening to your introduction, our viewers must be very excited to know about your experience at the colleges.
I think this is a good takeaway, right? These are two separate paths that two separate people took. So I worked for almost 4 years after engineering. He did not work for a single day, or maybe he did. That I don't know about, but we took very different paths, and it is funny that when we were in engineering, we were in the last year. I wanted to go to the US first, and this guy had no clue whatsoever. I called him up one afternoon. He's like, "What's happening?" He's like, "I'm going to give my GRE." Like, what is the GRE? Even I want to give the GRE. And a few months later, this guy gives the GRE as well. I got into, he told me he was applying to Texas A&M. I missed the deadline. I wanted to do things, I used to look up to this guy, so I wanted to do things the way he was doing things. So I missed the deadline for Texas A&M, and I guess I got into another university. I got into NYU at that time. I didn't want to go to NYU. So I ended up, taking up a job.
Me and Kritan are basically in your contact since 2 weeks now. And we have been listening to a lot of books, a lot of philosophies you have mentioned about books. So, sir, can you share some of the learnings, some of the philosophies with our viewers as well?
Each one of us, is facing some of the other problem. I can't tell you what that problem is. I don't know. But everyone, each and everyone in their lives is facing some other problem, some issue, something going on in their mind. That's the thing, the mind never stops talking. Now imagine that there were people much smarter than us, having spent their entire lives working on that particular problem. They may have come up with a solution, they may not have come up with a solution. So wisdom of people much smarter than us through the ages. Now imagine that their entire lifetime of work is available with you for 250-300 rupees. It's there with you, you can carry it with you wherever you want, always at your disposal, and all it takes is 3 to 4 hours of your time, right, to revisit their entire life. Even people born 2000 years ago, struggling with the same questions, same issues that we are in today. So, and we refuse to refer to them. And of course, I'm talking about books. Isn't that highly stupid of us? I think it was Mark Twain who said that the man who knows how to read but does not read books has no advantage over a man who does not know how to read. So to me, that's what books are, and that's why books are so important in my life, and they've played a huge role in my life.
So sir, how can a person turn an idea into a business model, or you can say in a larger scale, so as to put in front of the world?
The first question comes the idea. We have to get the idea. Everybody says I got a number of ideas, and then to define it whether it's a good or bad, and then convert it into a business. So the students say, "Hamare paas there's so many ideas in our mind, but I don't know what is the good or what is the bad." Okay. Then the second, some students also said, even we don't know, how to come out with the ideas. And when we want to do something or convert into a business, there are many fears in our mind.
How was your experience at NMIMS Shirpur?
About my experience in NMIMS, I feel that it was my building years because after passing my 12th, it was necessary for me to develop my overall personality. So besides academics, it was really great experience in an NMIMS. I made a great bunch of friends whom I enjoyed doing non-academic activities as well. So playing sports, organizing fests and participating in them. So it was a really good experience there.
Experience at NM Shirpur was really great. I was a part of, besides academics, of course, I was a part of a lot of societies, technical societies, wherein I did a lot of leadership roles in them. And other than that, I was a student council member, a class representative, and I did a lot of things in NM Shirpur that really shaped me and that really made me the person who I am currently. And, besides all of these professional things, I enjoyed my time here. Trying to play any sports in Flavium, trying to support your team, even if you don't know how to play basketball, just learning how to play basketball and, just making the team. It was a really fun time at NM Shirpur. And I still miss those days. So thank you for having me here.
A very good morning to Chinmay and Aditya. Thanks for joining us. And listening to them, talk about so fondly about their college days actually took me also a little time back. Of course, I was, I don't know if you guys know that about me, I'm also an engineer. Like Chinmay, I'm also an ENTC engineer. And guys, so I don't know how much times have changed, but some things remain the same. And at least when I first joined college, seniors used to be a great source of information. And that being said, sometimes they used to be a great source of misinformation also. But we always used to rely on seniors on how is this subject, how tough is that subject, most importantly, how is that teacher, how strict is that teacher, do you have any old assignments with you? So seniors always in campus life, they always play a very, very important role.
What is the specific skill set that companies look while hiring a candidate for product manager position?
Okay, that's a good question. So the biggest skill in my opinion is analytics. Why do I say that? Because analytics actually is not just about numbers, right? It is about a way of thinking. That's one thing that I say. The second thing is analytics also help you to deep dive into things, look at all the nitty-gritties, look at what are the possible reasons why something is really happening.
We would like to request our very wonderful and experienced speaker, Ms. Jinal Shah, to please introduce herself and shed light upon our today's topic, that is personal branding on LinkedIn.
Jeff Bezos says, branding is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Well, Jinal Shah says, branding is what your social media profile has to say about you. Personal branding is how you stand out and differentiate yourself. Personal branding is how you position yourself. Personal branding is how you break the social media clutter.
Ms. Rebecca is an exceptional young entrepreneur who was featured in the top 10 Best Women's Marketers 2020 by Insights Magazine and awarded by CMO Asia and World Women Leaders Congress.
Moving on to the question that you asked me, which is the difference between digital and social media marketing. You might have noticed that a lot of people use these terms interchangeably, which is not exactly true. Because people think that engaging on different social media platforms is digital marketing, which it is, but it's not. It's just a part of it. Digital marketing is more of an umbrella term. It encompasses all types of digital, marketing activities that a brand performs in the digital space. But digital space means it's both online and offline. So it's all the activities that a brand does, both online and offline, digitally to promote their services or products. So social.
So as you just mentioned that you come from a chemistry background, what made you pursue MBA after completing your honors?
So very good question, and I do get asked this question very frequently, and specifically when I apply for roles, or I go for job interviews, or even when someone looks at my portfolio, they're like, "Why would you do this, and why are you doing this now?" So as a student, and I must confess, I was a student who lacked ambition. I was not very sure of what I wanted to do, and I was one of the students who would just want to do stuff what their parents are telling, what their relatives are telling, or what their friends are telling. So just following the herd, and that's what I've been doing. When I was a student, I picked up science when I was in school, and like I said, I wasn't able to perform to the best of my efficiency because I was being judged by the ability to climb the tree, but my forte was possibly swimming. So where my journey of exploring myself and knowing what my purpose has started. And when back then, I didn't have those avenues available to me. I really wish I had a mentor who could guide me, or a teacher that I could ask, what could I do differently. But go ahead and know what you want to do, because ultimately you want to be in a job that you love doing. I'm currently in a job where I wake up and there is no day where I say, oh, this is another day, this is a Monday, why do we have to work for the full week? I'm actually very excitedly looking forward to what the work is there through the week, or what my company has to offer, or what I can do to make a difference. So each day seems like a vacation, because you're doing what you love. So
like our audience, even we feel that we'd be losing a great opportunity if we do not ask you to sing for us.
Bagiya bagiya balak bhage, titli fir bhi haath na lage. इस पगले को कौन बताए, ढूंढ रहा है जो तू जग में, कोई जो पाए तो मन नहीं पाए. सपनों से भरे नैना तो नींद है ना चैना, सपनों से भरे नैना तो नींद है ना चैना.
We tend to get irritated and we lose our tempers on our parents and family. How especially it has happened a lot during the lockdown times when we are all in the same environment for a long time. So how can we control it? What is the remedy? Is there any way that we can counter it? Please provide your insights on it.
Yes. So getting angry, agitated, irritated. There is one common ground to all of this is, especially in the COVID times, it's happening because now we are in close proximity. We are not getting our space that we want. And why it happens is when we want things our way, when we resist things happening the way we don't want. So anything which is not happening your way, the way you want it. You want your mom not to disturb you while you're on your phone. You want your brother not to nag you and pull you when you're doing your own thing, right? When we want things our own way, we are attached to things happening our own way. This is how I want. Now, anything which will happen, which is not that way, or which is which is coming in the way of not happening that way, you would react. And there could be different type of reactions, like you get angry, irritated, you will yell, sometimes you will just close the door and sit in silence. So there are different ways of reacting.